Hello everybody, it has been a long time. It's me, Connie, and I thought, I'm making this journal. Why not just share with you how I make this cover and the inside. These are the inside that's going to go on one side, and then this can be filled with whatever. So with another one of these, it's going to have two signatures in it. So yeah, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you how I made this cool. It does have a hard spine simply because I don't want this to, but the rest of it is really, really soft. Oh my gosh, it is like, oh, I love it. Besides, I do love the 80-pound cardstock that I use is amazing. It's got like a little texture to it. Oh, it's so awesome. Okay, so let me show you how I put this together. I've already cut everything out just so you can, so it wouldn't be so long. Okay, so this is going to be the outside of my book, all right? So I'm going to lay it this way. I went ahead and put a little bit of tape here and here so I can put my ribbon in there for the closure. Then here is some Tyvek, and I covered one side and I covered the other side. So both sides of the Tyvek is covered. You want it to be about 1/4 of an inch smaller than all the way around. So when you lay the other one on top, this is going to be the inside. When you lay that on there like that and you go to sew around the edge, you're not going to be hitting all this glue and it gunks up your needle on your sewing machine. So I cut it about 1/4 of an inch smaller. I hope that's enough, but it is what it is. And actually, I may not even get it on there straight, so it doesn't matter. As long as it's a little bit smaller, okay? So what I'm going to go ahead and do, oh, and you need a 1-inch piece of, 1-inch piece of, this stuff. Chipboard, okay? So this will be your chipboard for your book. And I did ink up the inside of my paper and the outside of my paper simply because if it doesn't line up for some reason, at least you won't see this stark white edge. Okay, so it does happen. I'm just saying it does happen where you don't cover the whole book. So here we go. I'm going to take this off and put this ribbon on there like that. Perfect. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side because I want my ribbon on the inside so that I don't have any ribbon going around the outside. And the reason for that is the fact of the matter is I'm not putting anything on the outside of this cover. It's just so soft and it's so pretty. And if you want to put it in and out of your bag or whatever, nothing's going to catch. It doesn't need anything on the cover. It's so pretty. You can decorate the cover all you want, but I'm not going to. Okay, so I'm going to make sure this is laying the right way. So that's the front of my book, and there's that. Now I am going to put this Tyvek on the inside. So this book is totally tear-proof. The edges may fray a little bit because they're not covered, but it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. All right. So let me see if I can get across that and just lay it down there. There we go. That is down on the book. And it's not perfect, but it's okay. It is all right. So that is there. So now I need to establish the center so that I can put this on here. You know, whenever you cut out a piece, let me get a piece of paper. Okay, so you know, whenever you get this and I print this off, it's got this, you know, so I wished I could figure out how to stretch it where it wasn't distorted. So it would just cover the whole page and it would be 8.5 by 11, but I couldn't do that. So I had to cut off a little bit on each side, top and bottom. And so it's not the full sheet size, okay? So there's that. All right, so what I want to do now is determine where my center is. Let's see. Where is the center? It is going to be, let's see. Move that. I want to make sure everything is straight so that when I put everything down, I can line it all up. And so I'm trying to line it up on this grid here, and I'm going to find my center, and it's going to be about right there. So I'm going to mark it, and that is so straight that it is at 8. It's at 8.5. So I'm pretty sure that's going to be the center over here. It is right there. So I know that my chipboard, when I pull this tape up, is going to be right here in the center of these two lines. Right there. Let's hope I can get it on there straight. All right, so here we go. Also, 8.5 is my center, so I know if this paper moves that I'm going to put it right there. Sounds good, right? It sounds good. It sounds good in theory, and I have made it work. So, we'll see if it'll work this time for me. I know I am so brave to pull this all off at the same time. Yep, that's what I'm doing. Oh, it's kind of scary. It's kind of scary, but I'm doing it. Okay, I'm going to make that straight down here. Straight down here, straight up there. And then I'm going to make sure this is all straight. There we go. Come on now. Move a little. All right. So this needs to go right. Whoopsie. Right. Well, Connie Lynn, I did that. I did it. I did it. I did it. There's got to be an easier way, but you know what? It's all gravy, baby. Ain't nothing but a thing. That's close enough. It might be off a little, but you know what? It's all right. So right here, I should have done this beforehand, but I didn't. You know how it goes. You know how it goes. I didn't do it. So let me turn this a little bit, and I have some 1-inch tape that I want to put on top of here for the book to stick to that as well. All right, so there we go. Got that. All right, now I want to make sure this is the way it needs to be before I get the back and put it on there. Oh my gosh, that would be like crazy. And I cut this, the front and the back at the same time, so I know it's the exact same size, okay? But I didn't feel the need to do all of that on camera. But what's funny is if this goes onto my channel, my YouTube channel. If this shows up, then you know I got it right. Oh, Lord. And if it ain't right, it's okay. There we go. Okay, here we go. This is the scary part. This is the scary part. Can I get it on straight? And since the edges are not, they don't have tape on them, so I can kind of line it up somewhat and hope for the best. And I'm off a little, but I'm not freaking out about it. It's just a little bit, and so it's no big deal. It's no big deal. Do you see that? Just a tiny, tiny bit. Just a tiny, tiny bit on those two edges. And I'm okay with that. All right, so now where my spine is, I'm going to do this number where the chipboard is. Turn it over. I hope I did the direction right for the inside piece. I didn't even pay attention. If it's upside down, it's okay. It's on the inside. But it's good. Yay! Oh, that's so scary. Okay, so now, there it is. There's that. There's that. There we go. We have our book cover. All right, can you hang in a little bit while I sew around the edges? And, you know, just because it's not perfect, I mean, this is handmade. Who cares? If the person that's getting it, you know, the person that gets it, they're not gonna, I mean, they may notice it, but it's not gonna be like a deal breaker. I'm just saying. It's not a deal breaker. So that's pretty good. Look at that. It's pretty good. Yay! I'm so excited. Okay, so let me put a little ink on the spine. I like the look of that. I do. I like the look of that. I think it's really pretty. I like the inking. I love how that feels, you know. So I'm going to ink all of that up real good. And then I'm going to turn it on the inside and do the inside as well. You can also get your little scissors and just trim that little edge right there if you want to. It's not a big deal to me, so I'm not going to. I am not going to do that. So I'm going to turn it on the inside and ink this edge. I'm just going to do this number. Isn't that pretty? That could be the outside too. That's awesome. But it's going to be my inside. There we go. There we go. Love it. Love it. So, there we go. All right. So, my cover is done. My cover is done. Now, I'm going to just hang over here and sew around the outside in a what you call it? Stitch. Zigzag. I don't know if I move my camera, I won't be able to get it back for you. So just hold up for just 1 second and let me go around the edge. The camera's probably bouncing all over the place, but you know, it's okay. And it does go over the chipboard. Mine does. I don't know if yours will or not, but that's okay too. You can do it however and what's ever best and easiest for you. And I'm just going to sew around the edges. And it kind of also reinforces your ribbon by sewing around the edge. And plus I think it's just pretty. It's just pretty. I like it. Okay, here we go. The chipboard. There we go. Going around the edge. One more time. One more little strip and we are done with that. So let me go over that. And then I will right there. All right, perfect. It's good enough. It may not be perfect, but it's good enough. All right, there we go. I sewed all the way around the edges. Do you see that? Is that not the coolest thing? So I even, you know, when you sew it around the edge, it kind of reinforces your ribbon too, so your ribbon is not coming out. So this is really, really pretty. Y'all, this paper, I wish that, I don't know if I can link the paper down below, but I will see at some point, but I don't know if I can. But it's an 80-pound cardstock that I get on Amazon, and it is amazing. It's got a little bit of a texture to it. But see, when you put that vellum, that Tyvek on the inside, it just gives it that feel. I just love it. I love the way it feels. It's just my favorite thing. My favorite thing. Okay, so now I need to put the stretchy stuff on there. So let me find the center. Let me find my center, and I'm going to go up about 1/4 of an inch, if that much. But I'm going to find the center of this. Let me get a marker because it does so much better with the marker. I can see it. So I don't want to let's see. Is that, yeah, that's a fine tip. All right. I need to be able to see where the little dot is when I go to make the hole. So we're going to go right here, and then I'm going to do the same thing over here. I'm going to find my center. It's about right there, and I'm going over a 1/4 of an inch for the hole. I'm going a 1/4 of an inch over for the hole. There we go. That was easy enough. Well, you know, sometimes it works, sometimes it don't, sometimes it's straight, and sometimes it's not. But you know, it's okay. It's not a big deal. It's not a deal breaker. So now I can see that I'm using my Crocodile, the small hole punch. There's a larger one on the other side, but I'm using the small one. And I'm going to find that little black mark and punch away. There we go. I need to get this out. I can't see the hole if I leave that in there. Where'd it go? There we go. I've never had that much trouble getting that out of there. How funny. All right, here we go. Do that one. And see, it's not always perfect, but that's the joy of doing something that is homemade and made from scratch. It's not perfection. It's not. That's just part of the beauty of it, that you don't have to. Now, there are perfectionists out there, and I am a perfectionist on some things, but it's beyond your control sometimes, and it just happens. It just happens. So let me get that out of there. Some things just happen, and some things you can fix, and some things you can't fix. You know, there's always some way around it to be able to you know, not make it a big deal. So there's the hose. Okay, so now let me get my, all right, there's the top. Now I want the tie part to be on the right side, so I'm going to go in this way on this right, and then go through on the left and pull it through to the left again, and then pull it over, and then there we go. And now, there we go. I got it. All right, I cut way too much. So I hate doing that because I waste too much. Okay, so you want to pull it somewhat snug, but not so snug that you can't get your papers in and out of there. And then I'm going to pull, let me feel that. See, that's not too bad. And then I'm going to pull this one kind of snug and then tie it in a knot. And listen, I've had to untie these before. And if you have a pokey tool, it's okay. All right, I'm good with that. So I'm going to tie one more knot just for the sake of it. You know what I'm saying? It's no big deal. Okay, so there's that. Let me cut some of the excess off. There we go. And then let me get, what I do is I get 8 sheets of paper to put on this side. Let me get I'm going to grab 2 pieces because I'm going to show you what I do. So this paper is obviously too big to just fold in half and put in there, right? So I'm going to fold it about, I want to say about 4 inches. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4. About, it may even be over a little, but I like to do this just to make sure because I don't want to be poking out too much. I could probably make it a little smaller, a little wider. And maybe I will on the next one. So look, now we have this piece that's going to poke out. Guess what? Just fold it back a little and you're going to have a tuck. You can come back, and before I put everything in the book, I sew. I may take this and sew all the way around the edges, and then you have yourself a sewn in pocket with some, which is really awesome. And then this one, let's do this. Let's do this. I'm going to fold it directly in half. Fold it directly in half. This is so cool. And then I know how big I want it, at least that wide, so I'm going to fold this over. And there we go. And this one the same way. And you can, this is so much fun because you can do so much with this, okay? So there we go to that. And so here's 2 pages. And after you get, I do 8 sheets, okay? I do 8 sheets. And let me pull this out and I'll show you once I get all of them done. Once I get them all done, and I know I take it over to, how in the world did that happen? That is the strangest thing ever. Okay, so I take it and I know how tall I want it. I just kind of measure it and I pencil it, you know, and then I cut it. Boom, cut it off, and I'm good to go. And then I take my little hole punch. I take my hole punch and I punch right at the seam halfway on both sides. So you have a little bit of a groove right there so that when you put your paper in there, it won't be bending over. You know what I'm saying? Let me just, I'll throw it in there for you, just so you can see. Just so you can see. And there we go. There it is inside the book. And so now what I'm going to determine is, do I want this to go that way? Do I want it to go this way? Have 2 open. I've done where I've folded it this way and then again. But you can sew this, you know, what I do. Okay, let me take it back out. I just want you to see how it fits the paper, how the paper fits where I cut the little notches out with the paper punch. All right. So we know that's going to go in the book. Okay. So Isn't that the cutest thing? Oh my gosh, I love it. I love it. Isn't that the coolest thing ever? And it feels so good. I can't even begin to tell you. All right, so here we go. There's that. Okay, so now I take this. I know this is the first page. Usually I put a little something on here, you know, something about my journal book, or I like to put prayer cards in there, you know, because this book you can journal about anything. You can put your prayers in it. You can just your little conversations with the Lord, or just anything. Your day. Man, I had the worst day, blah, blah, blah. And so what I'll do is let me show you mine. Let me show you mine. And this kind of will give you an idea of what you can do with your book. All right, so here we go. So let me open it up. And see, I didn't put any, this is the paper. I didn't put anything on it. I love, y'all, I can't even begin to tell you. I love the way it feels. I just love it. All right, so here's the inside. Here's the inside. Here is a little paper bag that I made into a pool. And it says life is a journey, and I just glued that as my first page. But before I did any decorating, I did a lot of sewing on each page. Before I even put it in the book, I will take that page and sew on it, put it back, you know, and I kind of try to keep them in order so that I know what I'm doing. So there's that, and then here's the pocket. Actually, how did I don't remember how I did that. I don't remember how I did that. I don't remember. I have two big sections going on, but here we go. So let me, oh, I know. This one's shorter and smaller. So I took this and made a pocket. And you put it back in there, and then you sew it, and you have pockets. That's what I did. I had a little moment where I couldn't remember. Okay, so here we go. There's that, and there's a little place to put some goodies inside there, like this. What did I do? Oh, sing praise. Just whatever you want. You can tuck away a little something, something. That goes in there. And then I sewed some ribbon on there. I have like another place with an envelope I stuck in there, because remember, this is not sewn in. So you can add all kinds of stuff even after the fact. And I'll show you. So there's this and a place to write. Let's see, what did I do here? Oh, I stenciled some stuff with just you know, some of these little things. I just stenciled some ink on there. And there's that, and I wrote there. There's just more ribbon. I sewn around one page this way. I put washi tape and more washi tape just cause. And I had this gold doily. I glued that down. Here's a song out of a songbook that I took and I put in here. And you can see where I've made some sewn areas. And here's a pocket. And here's some more things. Here's a stencil that I did with all kinds of inks and stuff. I think I used not the distressed ink, but the other one, Oxide. And then my mother-in-law gave me this green ribbon. And I loved that, so I put it in there, and I wrote how she gave it to me with a bunch of vintage pieces. And so I wanted to keep that, and I can write on that and put that in there. And then I just put some butterflies and just all kinds of little goodies. This is a private page that I want to keep private. Here is a Dream Big. Just a little tuck thing that I made. This is a glassine bag. Stuck it in there. And a place to write. I put a scripture on there. So there's that pocket. There's that pocket and there's that pocket. So there's 3 pockets right there. And then I wrote something there. Some more tucks, and I sewed this ribbon in. I mean, I'm just giving you ideas of what you can do with your journal. And see, this one's can come out like this. Like this. There's the other side of that. Just a tag I made. I put a tab right there. Isn't that fun? I had tore the paper, so I put a tab there, and it's perfect. And then I sewed some ribbon, and then look at this. Is this not the coolest thing? And then I stenciled a butterfly. Is that not the coolest thing? I just love that. And then here's this next page, and I made that into a pocket. You can open and write right here, and then leave it like this, and then you have all of these things right here. I stenciled, whoops, wrong one. I stenciled on there. I think that is so cool. And then let's keep going. This is, my mother-in-law also gave me a bag of ribbons that are like probably, I couldn't even begin to tell you how many years old it is, but I just kind of glued that in using fiber tack. And then there's another place to write something. I glued that down. I don't remember how I did that. I don't remember how I did that. And then here is a water that I was drinking, and the Lord gave me some scriptures on about water. So I peeled the thing off and just stuck it in there and wrote a bunch of stuff in that. And then here's this one. So that is one signature, and you can see that it's so full that I've kind of got the pages a little out of sync, and so it kind of tore a little bit, but you know what? I don't care, because that's the beauty of having your book. It's just grungy and really, really fun. Okay, so my cousin gave me a journal, and this was the cover. This was the cover, and I wanted it in my book. I wanted it in here. I wanted to be able to use it all in one big book. So I took it, because she sewed it together, so I unsewed it, and I put this on there. And then she put all of these little things in here for me, and so places to write and things like that. I added some more coffee stained paper and just and things that I added, and then she had given me. This was part of her journal. This was part of her journal, and she did this. Isn't that cool? And then there's that. And then I think, yep, this was part of her journal. And I added the coffee stain. This was part of her journal. These are some of my words that I have on my Etsy store, if y'all want to go check it out. And then pray. This was part of her stuff that I put in here. Love one another. She wrote that. She colored some paper. I love to watch her do that. We Marco Polo each other. Here's a piece of paper that I stenciled. It was like a plastic doily, and I just laid it down, and I used a sponge and ink and sponged it up. I thought it was pretty. I haven't glued that down or done any really sewing in this section, but I will at some point. But here is a paper bag that she had, and she put in there, and she made all kinds of little tucks for that. And I love that ribbon poking out the top, how she did that. I like that. And then here's this. And then this is part of her paper. Isn't that cute? Love it, love it. This is the other side of that paper bag. So, so cool. It's a little envelope that she made with a little, what you call that stuff? You know what I'm talking about. And then a scripture card. Love that. Love, love. And then here is a pocket that I made. And then this was in her journal that she did. This was in there. And this was in there. So, so cool. So, so cool. I love it. And then there's mine. And then I stenciled that on the back of some paper that I had. I just stenciled that. And there's that. That was in hers. That was in her little journal. This was in her little journal. Love it. And then I put this in there. And then this was the back of the journal. Isn't that the coolest thing ever? So my book is like chocked full, but realize that since it's with the elastic, you can add and take away, do whatever you want to do. But this, as you use it, it just, the paper just, oh gosh, it is just the coolest thing. It's just the coolest thing. I'm just saying. It is amazing. I love it. So what I'm going to do is I take the pages and I will do some sewing, adding ribbon to some edges, making pockets, and that sort of thing. And then I will put this in there, and I will sell it like that. That way, the person that gets this has the opportunity to make it their own by gluing in little ticket stubs, or you know, if they go to a movie, or if they go out to eat and it's really special and they keep the receipt, they can put the receipt in there and write about how special that meal was for them. Just whatever. And then I put maybe 2 pages back here just to show them what goes on this strand. So they have the 8 pages that I do. So that's 16 when you fold it this way. And then plus front and back. So that goes there. And then I'll put 2 pages here so that they can know that they can add and take away to this book. Is that not the coolest thing? I love this. I love this. I love this. And I'm excited about it. I'm really, really excited about it. So that is this. And so here's the cover we just did together. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you try it. Here's my journal. It is just chunky. And the papers did move a little, and it kind of, you know, tears a little there, here and there, but I don't care. And I love all the little strings hanging from being sewn in. And if I want to, I can take a sheet out and sew on it again. Just whatever you want to do. That's the beauty of this journal. I love it. I think it's awesome. You have your hardback so that it can withstand the pull of the elastic. If I would have done this without putting that in there, this would have bowed this way or whatever. It would not have held its shape. So, I mean, it could, I'm sure. I've just not tested that theory out. I don't know. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this, and you can see that I didn't add anything to the front of mine. That's just the paper itself. Here's the back. I don't even remember what paper this is. And this one is 8.5 because this is cardstock that I used. So it is 8.5 by 11. Let's see. By 10.5. It's 8.5 by 10.5. I'm pretty sure. 8.5. Yes, 8.5 tall, and the width is, it is almost, it's over 11.5 a little bit. But look at that. You can see where the stitching has kind of tore the paper a little bit. But listen, it's okay because on the inside of this is all Tyvek. It's not going anywhere. It's not going anywhere. So this is my journal. I just wanted to show you how I do mine. And it's pretty awesome. It's pretty awesome. I love it. I hope you enjoyed it. And I hope you try it. Otherwise, have a great day. Thanks for hanging out with me 40 minutes into this video. Talk to you real soon. I'm hoping to get a few more of these up, just and get back in the swing of things, because I've been working. I still craft, but I haven't been recording anything. So I have a lot of things that I've made. Maybe I'll do a video and show you some things that I've made. off camera. So anyway, take care. Talk to you soon. Bye. Oh. I'm so out of practice. Y'all, don't laugh. Be sure and give me a thumbs up and subscribe. Hit that little notification bell to be able to get something pop up every time I put up a video, and hopefully it'll be more than less. So give me a thumbs up. Talk to you soon. Also, you can go to the link down below and join my Facebook group, and you can add and send pictures of things that you make. Talk to you soon. Bye.